Hey everybody, it's Dr. Lady J. I am here. Y'all, we're going to be talking about, can a narcissist actually change? This is part two. I did a part one. Let me get my glasses off because they looking blurry. I did a part one, was it a week ago, I think? I was actually out of town when I did part one, and we were talking about what is a narcissist. And so I'm going to tonight talk about can a narcissist change? And the reason I'm talking about it, y'all, is because so many people are getting into relationships. And I mean, people get messed up because you connected to the wrong person. And I keep saying that over and over again. You got to watch your connections, watch the people that you are around, watch the people that you choose to invite in your life to become your partner, your lifelong partner, your spouse, or whatever. It's really, really important that you take the time to get to know this person, take the time to figure out if this person if this is your person, because some of these people that we bring into our life, we soon realize that's not your person. So listen, I want you to take a few minutes with me. I know it's late and y'all probably get this later on while I'm sleeping, but I said, let me get this out of the way for right now. So what I'm going to do, bear with me, y'all. I'm just going to share the video, give everybody time to come on. I'm getting real good at sharing this real fast, y'all. I got everything lined up. So I'm getting good at sharing. But this is such an important topic, and I'm also talking about it because as I go in and out of the facilities to visit people, there are people who are behind bars because they snapped. They were dealing with a narcissistic person, didn't realize it when they first started, the relationship with them, but then soon realized that the person that they're dealing with is a narcissist, or was a narcissist, well, is a narcissist. And it took them to a whole nother level. And so I'm just here to talk to people because, as a Iyanla Van Zant used to say, I'm here to try to interrupt their pattern, okay? Because I don't want to visit anybody. I don't necessarily like going in and out of the facilities. I know that it's necessary and I know it has to be done. But when I go in there and I hear some of the stories and I hear that some of these things could have been avoided had we just realize that was not your person. So let me just share this with a couple more people, and then we're going to get started. And I'm asking you tonight to do me a favor to make sure you share this this video, and ask yourself, can a narcissist change? You can put it in the comments. I'm not taking calls tonight because I want to get through this and get it done and go lay down and watch a movie. I might watch something on Tubi. Y'all watch Tubi? I love Tubi now. Thanks to my friend Selena Polk. But can a narcissist change? And I want you to take notes also. Y'all, if y'all know me, I'm always telling you to take notes. Now, here's the thing. Nobody wants to be called a narcissist, right? Nobody wants to be called a narcissist. Nobody wants to feel like they are a narcissist or they have narcissistic tendencies. But there are a lot of narcissists walking around, not just men, but women as well. And they out here walking around, honey. And so some of them are your social media influencers that you're looking at, that you watch on a daily basis. It could be somebody at people at church. These people are everywhere. They're everywhere. And so I don't want you to think that um, you are exempt or we are exempt from being around narcissists. We're not exempt, but what we have to do is learn how to spot these people and how to deal with them. So we did part one, but let me just run through very quickly. Um, some of the hold on one second, y'all. I forgot to share it to this page. See if y'all help me share it, and I could just focus on um here we go. I could just focus on what I'm talking about. But anyway, some people I want to give you some information on what a narcissist is. What is a narcissist? What is a narcissist? So let's talk about that for just a few seconds because I talked about it before. You can actually go back to the other videos and you can take a look at it. But a narcissist is a person, I don't even like that name, but a narcissist is a person who has this self grandiose kind of feeling about themselves, and they kind of think they're above and better than everybody. Child, they know everything. If you've been there and done that, they've been there and done that. If you built it, they built it. They know every daggone thing. Okay. Um, and they are self-obsessed. They want to be in charge. They want to be the person that you look to who can get it done, who knows it all. They're demanding. They're abusive in their behavior. It doesn't have to necessarily be physical abuse, but a lot of it is mental abuse. You're dealing with people who love, it's a high, it's an adrenaline rush for them to mentally abuse the person that they're supposedly in love with or that they care for. And some people call them jerks. you know and so that's just a few of the different traits of a narcissist. And like I said, you can go back and look at my other videos, and we I kind of went into it a little more about the narcissist. But tonight I want to answer the question, can a narcissist actually change? And so we're going to talk about that tonight, and I'm going to be actually sharing some stuff with you that I want you to go back. Listen, I always tell people, fact check me. Don't just take my word for it. I always try to come with some information. And so there's a book that's called Unmasking Narcissism. And I want to read something to you that it says, and this is very interesting. In the world of psychology, narcissism is far more complex. As a personality trait, narcissism exists on a spectrum from healthy functioning to severely disordered. Now, let me tell you something. When they say a spectrum, I think of autistic children because they're on a spectrum, and I really hadn't even looked at it this way, but it says as a personality trait, narcissism exists on a spectrum from healthy functioning to severely disordered. Some of y'all out here dealing with some severely disordered people. Okay, they are narcissists, and this is taken from a book called Unmasking Narcissism. And it says that some level of narcissism is normal and even healthy and adaptive. It's only when your narcissistic tendencies become a life disrupting constant that you veer into the territory of a bona fide mental health condition known as NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder. Now, y'all better take notes because as many people, call me about their situations and people that they're dealing with, you need to take notes and you need to understand who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. And so we're going to talk about the narcissistic personality disorder. What part of the spectrum is the person on that you're dealing with? Because at some point in time, I don't care how much you love a person, but you begin to see some things and you start realizing that something ain't quite right. Like all relationships are going to have problems. There's going to be arguments. There's going to be disagreements. You like to go here, they like to go there. You like to eat that, they like to eat this. It's always going to be those things. But when it's on a whole nother level, like, then it's a problem and you begin to see things. But sometimes because of the manipulative behavior of the narcissist, even when you try to sit down, and I'm telling you what I know, I should have a PhD in this. Um, Sometimes when you try to sit down and have a conversation with them, they'll pretend like they're listening, but they'll flip that conversation around, and you start feeling guilty for even bringing the conversation up to say that something is not right. I'm not feeling right. The way you're treating me or the way you're acting is not right. It's making me feel a kind of way. But they have a way of listening and not listening, and they're waiting for that moment to flip it around to make you feel like, this is you and it's not me. Narcissistic personality disorder. Now, it says that these kind of people have an overblown self-image. Listen at the words that they say. They said they have an overblown self-image an inexhaustible need for admiration. Like inexhaustible, like it's just off the charts. Like you get exhausted looking at them, or trying to not looking them at them, but you get exhausted trying to say how great they are and how good they are. They have an inexhaustible need for admiration, and they lack empathy. So it doesn't matter, how much you're telling them how great they are and how wonderful they are. They're going to find something in there to make you feel bad about what you said. Narcissists can drive you up a wall, can drive you crazy. I mean, literally out of your mind if you don't begin to understand who they are, how to deal with them, and how to walk away and leave that situation. It also talks about in this book about how narcissists can be so bad, their behavior can be so bad that it will disrupt your entire life. And I'm talking about mentally and physically. You can barely think straight. It's hard for you to focus at work. It's hard for you to have conversations. You might feel tired, anxious, stressed, all these things. And it really starts to affect your mental health from dealing with these people. People with narcissistic personalities disorders. It says that these type of people feel like they're in an elite group. And y'all, let me tell you something. I have dealt with a couple of these people, and the only elite group that they're in is in their mind. Because I've been around elite groups and they wouldn't be able to stand on one leg in these elite groups, but because of who they think they are, and because everything is so overblown in their mind, they really feel like they're in an elite group, a class, and you are a narcissist. You are in a class all by yourself. Now, we'll give you that. You in a class all by yourself. But they feel like they're so elite that they deserve the best of everything. And some of them will be in relationships, and you could be the greatest man or the greatest woman that there is. Everybody else can see it. They know it. Your family, I mean, they know it. They see it. They've been around you, but for some reason that person, that narcissistic person, can't see it. They don't see your greatness, your goodness, your beauty. You're always compared to somebody else. There are those who will threaten you and tell you that there's somebody better, or there's somebody looking at me, or I could go here, I could go there. Sometimes you gotta do like this and open the door. Just tell them to go ahead, but that's a little hard to do when you've been in a relationship. But they like to get special treatment, and they feel like they're deserving of special treatment, even though they may treat you like crap. And they have no problem treating you that way, and they really don't understand what your complaint is. These are narcissists. And it talks about two main subtypes of narcissists. And this is from Dr. W. Keith Campbell. He's a social psychologist, and he's the author of a book called The New Science of Narcissism. Y'all better start learning how to read and read this information. The information is power. And once you start empowering your mind, you don't deal with certain things anymore. But there are two main subtypes of narcissists. So let me tell you what they are. Grandiose narcissists are most closely aligned with the stereotypical narcissist. They are charmers. Okay, remember, grandiose narcissists, they're charmers with off the chart high self esteem. They're driven by a relentless need for more attention, and a higher status. Y'all know any of these people? Then you have the vulnerable narcissists. They suffer from, listen to this word, dangerously low self esteem. I don't want to be around anybody that has dangerously low self esteem. I just don't. This ain't Build a Bear Workshop, and I ain't building up nobody. But they have dangerously low self esteem. They can be very quiet, reserved, but also very resentful. Very resentful. It says it describes them as like the undiscovered genius who refuses to get a job that's below him. So you have the vulnerable narcissist and you have the grandiose narcissist. Reading is so important because you got to understand who you with. Which one is plaguing you? Which one is in your life? Come on, y'all. Come on, we got to do better. It's 2024. Now, if you still want to try to have a relationship with these people, what I will tell you is that you're putting yourself in a position to deal with a huge, huge burden because that's what they are. They're a burden, okay? They're a burden. And trying to maintain a relationship with them is going to be a burden. It's going to be hard because you're romantically involved with somebody who's romantically involved with themselves and consumed with themselves and not you. And so you have to understand who this person is, this narcissistic person in your life, because a lot of times when you're dealing with a narcissist, they get into your head so much that you start really feeling like you're the problem. No, they're the problem. But they've learned to manipulate you to the point and get to know each and every crevice of you to the point that they know how to start sabotaging everything that you're doing. And this is the other thing. Oh my goodness. Narcissists will put you down. They're into sabotaging you. They will publicly humiliate you, shame you. And let me say this. Sometimes I've had people ask me, does it make a difference if the person has a degree? Let me tell you something. I've talked to people with suits on, designer suits, designer dresses and hats and shoes and all kinds. Narcissists are everywhere. And there's blue collar narcissists. I mean, listen, let's not even get into that. You want to put a label on a narcissist because you want to try to decide, well, maybe this person actually is not a narcissist. You better stop putting labels on them and you better pay attention to who these people are. Some of the narcissistic people can even be aggressive and violent if they don't have their way. And I hope as I'm talking that nobody's dealing with that, but yet I know that a lot of people are because I talk to you. And so you're dealing with aggressive and violent behavior. And when they feel like you've got them or you got their number or you trying to check them, that's when they come in full force to try to knock you all the way down. Because their job and what they're feeling is that they got to conquer this. They got to let you know, don't talk to me like this. I'm up here. You're down here. Stay in your place. Narcissist. And I know they don't want to hear it because some of y'all narcissists probably listening to me right now. Some of them suffer with addictions. Yes, you do. You suffer with addictions. You suffer with depression. You suffer with anxiety. Yes, you do. And some of you, because of your uncontrollable behavior, are people that I sometimes have to visit because of your criminal activity, because you don't know how to control it. A lot of people say if you're living with a narcissist, run, don't walk, run. And I want to say to people that, that is more easier said than done. Some people can get up and walk away. But the thing is, the longer you stay in it, the harder it is to leave. And some people are like, well, why didn't she leave? Or why didn't he leave? The longer you stay in it, the more they continue to beat different things into your head and say different things to you. You get so beat down and feel so backstabbed that you don't even know how to move. The people that other the people that know you and who really know you are looking at you like, why are you staying? Leave. They don't even understand that you've been so mentally and emotionally beat down that you don't have the strength. It's like you're in a box and you don't even know how to push that lid up on the box and just come out of there because of what the narcissist has done to you. And a lot of times it's hard to cut them off because when you're trying to cut them off, they give you the guilt trip, the tears. I can't be without you. I can't do without you. I need you. Look how far we came. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to get help. Y'all heard those words before? Can a narcissist actually change? Hmm. Can they actually change? And really, as I was studying about it, it's like it's no simple yes or no. Um, but it did say it depends on where the person falls on the spectrum. And I'm going to go back because I need to study that spectrum. But it said it depends on where the person falls on the spectrum. Hmm. But a person that has a personality disorder, like these narcissistic people, the NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, it's going to be kind of hard. And they're going to have to really work on their healing and want to change. This is a mental disorder. They're going to have to want to change. And sometimes because people, hmm, how can I put this? Uh, Sometimes people don't want to do the work. Sometimes people are comfortable being just who they are and they don't see anything wrong. They don't think that they need to change. They see you as the problem. And the longer you stay there in that situation or around that person, and listen, let's not even say relationships. You have some friends that might be narcissists. And everyone that I figured out was a narcissist, honey, I cut them off, blocked, deleted everything. We will have no contact at all. None. Because I'm not going to allow that behavior into my life. But the narcissist, again, it's hard to say whether or not they will be able to change depending on which part of the spectrum they're on. It would be great if they made the decision. This would be awesome and wonderful to go to a mental health professional to get some help because they're the only ones that's going to be able to understand what's going on and really be able to help them and go deep into their history to see why they're like that, if it's a family history, what's really going on. But don't let a narcissist tell you that they're going to change. They're going to work on themselves. They're going to heal. No, I'm telling you, no, with 1,000 exclamation points. No, don't believe it. All you're doing, again, is allowing them to put you back in the box, put the lid over you, and you sitting there trying to figure out, how do I get out? I know my mind is telling me all I got to do is just push the lid up and then I'll be able to get out of the box. But how do I push the lid up? How do I? That's how you start feeling. And I ain't telling you what I heard or read. Now, I did read and study it, but I'm also telling you what I've been through. You can literally see that there's a door, and all you got to do is turn the doorknob, get your stuff together, and go out the door. But you, because you're living with this person, or you're around this person, or you've allowed them to have so much access to your life, you can't even figure out how to get your stuff together, grab the doorknob and turn it and go out. That's how much these narcissists work on your brain. As I was reading, it was saying that narcissists have to be motivated to change. And a lot of them don't want to change. It's not anything you can do. I remember thinking maybe if I go to therapy with this person, maybe if I sit with them, support them, get rebaptized, do this, do that. The narcissist has to want to change. If they don't want to change, there is nothing you can do. Read my lips. There's nothing you can do. Okay? They have to accept that they have a problem. They have to be motivated to change. They have to be ready to get the help. They have to understand that they're in a crisis. They need help, and they need professional help. They need to go, and get mental health. Go to a mental health therapist. And until they decide that that's what they want to do, it's not going to happen. And so now what? You need to make a decision. Now that you have this understanding and this little bit of knowledge that I'm giving to you, and y'all probably already knew this anyway, but you have to make a decision about whether or not I should stay with this person. Because clearly, I'm not going to be able to help you to change. You don't want to go get help. You're saying you're going to work on it. You're going to do this. You don't have the capacity to do that, sir, ma'am. You don't. You need to get professional help. And it's about finding your inner voice. And the way you can find your inner voice is that you need to get professional help if you've been dealing with a narcissist, somebody with a narcissistic personality disorder. You need to make sure you're getting yourself some help, because you will be questioning yourself over and over and over again based on what they've said to you. Some of them will go to therapy just to keep you. I've seen narcissists go to therapy and lie the entire time they're in therapy. Just sit there and lie. It's a game. They try to outsmart the therapist. I've seen it with my own eyes. These people can be very dangerous. One of the questions you can ask yourself, if you're still thinking about, should I stay with this person after all I've just said, does this person ever take responsibility for anything they do, or is everything your fault? Do they feel like you need more work than them? Or you're just getting on their nerves because you keep talking about them. Maybe they need to go to therapy. Maybe they need to get some help. You gotta start asking yourself some questions. One of the things that you can do also is check in with yourself. Because a narcissist will have people around you thinking that they're the greatest thing since a slice of bread. And so sometimes people will look at you and think you're the problem. And you're trying to tell them, it's not me, it's him, it's her. Because the narcissist knows how to play that game. If your narcissist is abusive towards you, I'm talking about mentally and physically. And there's all other kinds of abuse, spiritual abuse, financial abuse. There's elder abuse, sexual abuse. If your partner is abusing you in any way out of the ordinary, that's a red flag in your relationship with that person. And again, I'm not just talking about marriages, partners, I'm talking about friendships. Sometimes it's family members. And if you don't really know or understand if you're being abused, because sometimes To be honest with you, sometimes people can be so entangled in that web that they don't even know that they're being abused. I say sometimes people can put their hands on you without putting their hands on you and are abusing you in every way, shape, and form that they can. I want you to pay attention to symptoms. Read, y'all, read. Is this person dealing with low self-esteem? Is this person always putting you down? Is this person always feeling like they're so much better than everybody? They know everything. They're talking down to you. They're not listening. You're always the problem. Pay attention. These are some signs and symptoms that you need to be looking for. And then you also need to understand what a balanced relationship is. Again, we're all going to have disagreements. We're going to have problems. We might have a day, but I ain't talking to you today because you got on my nerves. But it passes. With a narcissist, it's totally different. They have no balance. They have no filter. The other thing you need to do with narcissistic people is set boundaries. And all of these things you will learn when you go to therapy. Because if you've been in the situation for a while, it's going to be hard for you to do this on your own. You're going to need professional help. And it's going to be hard at first to set boundaries and to move away from that person. And your mind is always going to be thinking about what they said. Oh, if you leave me, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Why, why, why? They're going to say all different kinds of stuff for you to stay. When you start setting those boundaries and when you start checking them, they're going to say things to hurt you, like gut-wrenching things to hurt you, to the point where it kind of knocks the wind out of you and knocks you off your feet. And it's okay. You got to get back up. Stand back up straight and let them know, if this is the way that you're going to treat me, we're done. End of conversation. I'm not talking anymore. I am done. You got to be firm with them. Look them in the eye. Look them in the eye. Let them know enough already. I'm not your punching bag. I'm not a video game. You got to begin to use your voice. And when you go to therapy, they will help you to find your voice, to speak up to these people. You got to learn how to walk away. Again, you will learn all of these tools. I don't know why I have this in my ear. You will learn all of these tools when you go to therapy. And as you begin to encounter other narcissistic people, the tools that you learn in therapy will help you to spot them, communicate with them, set boundaries, and leave them alone. It's not a great place to be with a narcissistic person. So, can a narcissist really change? Again, there's no yes or no answer. It comes down to where they are on the spectrum and do they really want to change? Because again, if you don't think anything is wrong with you, why do I need to change? Why do I need to go to therapy? There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. You're the problem. You don't understand what's going on. If I leave you, you're never going to get anybody. You're never going to be with anybody. If I leave you, I've been in situations where people and you will get to the point, and I really want to encourage people tonight because I've given you a lot of information. But people will sometimes do things just to try to rub you to see if they can get to you because they're such a narcissist. It's just in them. And I've learned at this point to ignore them and to laugh at them. Because I see you. I see you. I see you. I see what you're trying to do. But because of therapy, I've been able to heal and move past all of that. But a therapist, I mean, not a, sorry, y'all, not a therapist, a narcissist will make you feel isolated. They'll be talking to everybody else around you and not say a word to you. You start feeling bad. You start feeling isolated. They may say something slick out of their mouth. Or they may have to let everybody know that they bought that outfit or they gave you this or they took you there or they did this for you or they, it's always about me, me, me. I, all the time. And what I would say to anybody who, if you're trying to go into a relationship with a narcissist, to understand what you're going into. Because a narcissist is only in love with themselves. So that's a one-sided relationship. You might as well go stand up in the mirror and blow kisses at yourself. Because a narcissist, um, a narcissist is only there to use and abuse. And that's because of some underlying issues that they have. So I don't want you to walk around thinking just because the narcissist says, baby, I'm a change, or cuz I'm a change, or it's going to be different. We're not going to be going through this no more. Cycles will repeat themselves. And if you actually look at the circle wheel of abuse, the narcissist, it very much uses all of that on that wheel of abuse. You can actually, listen, get off of social media and start educating yourself. My niece and nephew laugh at me because last year I decided I'm not paying for cable no more. Not doing cable, not doing none of that. I'm going to educate my mind because when I have cable, I'm sitting up here watching movie and after movie and this and that. I'm going to educate my mind. And so it's really important that you understand about these narcissists and how they control or want to control you. And some of them do. Some of them do. They use intimidation, emotional abuse, coercion, threaten you, economic abuse. Um, they'll use the children. They'll use the children as pawns. Um, Isolation. I told you about that. Um, they'll minimize you, deny you, blame you. Do any of these things sound good? Does that sound like somebody that you want to be with in a relationship? And yet, I see people walking into these relationships. And sometimes all the signs and mighty wonders are right there flying in front of you like a red flag flying right in front of your face. And you keep walking into that relationship because that person has told you what everybody said about them was wrong. That person has told you that, they've never had anybody like you. You are the best thing in the world. Y'all gonna make sweet music together. They really corny, you know. When you get out of those relationships and you start thinking about some of the stuff they say, they really are corny with some of the stuff that they be saying to you. They cause a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and you'll get to the point where you've gone from talking to family members and friends, and you know how sometimes you in your relationships or you stuff might be going on and you might share with somebody that like this happened or that happened and y'all talk about it and move on, but you'll get to the point where you'll be so embarrassed about what this person said to you or what this person did to you, and you're going to be holding it all in. Now, here's the thing that I don't want to happen, which is what I see a lot. There was a show on years ago. It was called Snapped, Snapped, Snapped. Some of you probably have seen it, and it was about women. Um, a lot of the women, well, the majority of the women on there, but that's what the show was about, they were in relationships with abusers, narcissistic people, and they were holding a lot of stuff in. They had become isolated and just didn't feel self-sufficient. They were low, dealing with low self-esteem. And I mean, they had just been abused and battered mentally and physically and emotionally, to the point that it was just like, if you say one more thing to me or you do one more thing to me, that's going to be it. And so what had happened was, these women had just gotten to the point where that one more thing was done, and they zapped out, and they let that person have it for everything that they had done. Well, they've been together for 10 years, you're going to get 10 years worth of beatings, and they were brutal. And these were women who had never even, some of them had never even had a traffic ticket. But what happens is, when you deal with these people and you don't exercise your right to walk away from them, you get caught up in their web of deception and deceit and abuse and power tripping, and you just fall deeper and deeper and deeper. Some people have died. Some people are behind bars. Some people are in mental institutions. It gets that bad. So I just wanted to share part two with you about the narcissist, because this is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I've had so many shows, I haven't been able to focus on some of these mental health issues like I have before. But this narcissist thing, I'm seeing a lot of this going on, especially in 2024. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if they teaching a class on it or what, but I'm seeing so many people, so many narcissistic people out here, that it is unreal. Pay attention to the people that you are connected to. Anybody that you're connected to should be like power. When I put my phones into the charger, it ignites my phone, it powers it up, and it keeps continue to charging it until it gets to 100%. Now, if I put it in here and it's not charging, that means there's something wrong. I need to discard that. I need to get another charger, because I can play with it all day long, but if it ain't working, it ain't working. And you have some people out here who just drain all of your energy, your time, your resources. Instead of moving forward, they got you moving backwards. Friend, family, relationship, I don't care who it is. If somebody's in your life and you're not elevating and you're not moving forward, that's a problem. Of course, we're gonna fall down. The song saying we fall down, when we get up, we're gonna fall down. But god dang it, you shouldn't be falling back the whole time. And so it's important, as you're going through your life, that you make sure that your connections are strong. You make sure the people that you are connected to a higher power, whatever that higher power is. I'm a Christian. So if they're not connected to God, I can't be connected to you. It's simple as that. It ain't no more conversation. There's no connection. I'll be cordial to you, but we're not connecting. And if you get to the point where you start acting crazy, and 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 I can't identify you and I don't know who you are, I'm doing this right here. I'm disconnecting all the way. You got to go. You hear me? So it's really important, everybody, that you in these situations begin to take back your power and your control if you're dealing with someone who is a narcissist. Again, they cannot change themselves. They're going to have to get help, and they're going to have to get a lot of help. And it would be better for them to work on themselves before they bring anybody else into the picture. You ain't got to follow them to the psych ward or wherever they're going. You ain't got to follow them. Love can be blind, and love can also get you killed. and drive you crazy. So listen, I hope you got something from this tonight. Make sure you rewind it back if you came in late. I know I'm up late tonight doing this because I did not feel like I would want to do it tomorrow. So I said, let me do it tonight and get it over with. And probably while I'm sleeping, people will be looking at it. Like, get away from those people who have those narcissistic personality disorders. Again, if you don't understand it, read, Google, go to therapy. Information is power. My name is Dr. Lady J, and I hope you got something from this tonight. And I wish you all the best. You know why? Because you deserve it. You deserve nothing but the very best. And if the person that you're around or the people you're around cannot provide you or at least offer you the very best, they are not your people. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Have a great night. This has been enjoyable. Thank you for those of you who stuck with me for a few minutes while I was on. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. Take care.